Good morning, everybody. This is Ron with Fab and Build. I'm back in the shop, and I'm without a boot. So, anyway, last time we left off, I'm going to get right to it. We were working on the building. I was working on shelves, fell out of the building, stepped down on some other boards, twisted my ankle, broke my fifth metatarsal. 2 months, I'm out, down, can't get out in the shop. Can't lift, put weight on, none of that stuff. Anyway, so out of the boot as of 26th of last month, almost 2 weeks, not quite. We're going to be working on the ramp, so I don't do this again. I won't do it, no one will do it, my wife won't do it, no breaking any more feet coming out of the building. Anyway, it's going to be 4 foot wide, 4 foot long. The sides are going to be angled down roughly at about a 45-ish degree angle. Nothing too super steep. I may go a little further out to maybe it eases that angle so it's not so sharp. I don't want that to become a trip hazard. Something you could actually step on and from the side and go up into the building. We are going to have some tacky traction treads on there. So I have those, bought those before. Used a couple of them on some calf raise bars so you have good grip with your shoes. Anyway, we're going to get that done. We're going to cut these down. I'm going to cut I think it's a 14 degree angle on one end. And then we're going to do a 76 long ways for the very bottom. I'm doing my ramp a little bit different. I'm not going to do the boards across. I do mine lengthwise. I have my reasons for that. I like the way that it comes out. I've done a lot of ramps in the past that way, and they've always really worked out well. They've lasted a long time. Haven't had problems with things breaking off the edges. Boards doing this at the edges. Of course, I'm going to have these all the lengthways down to the point, coming back out, flared back up, and then attached to the building as well. Where it attaches to the building, we're going to use a 2x2 1/8 inch angle iron, little about 47 inches long, maybe 48. I may go the whole full length of the nose of the ramp where it attaches to the building. Use that, attach that to the ramp, attach that to the building. That's permanently, I say permanently, it's screwed in. It's not going to be nailed in where you can't take it off. The whole deal with this building was to be modular, so if we decide to leave because we're in a rental property, we can actually take that building down. So that was the whole design with that building. So the ramp comes off. The ramp will be one piece, but we're going to make it where it removes from the foundation. It can be thrown on the trailer by itself. Anyway, we're going to get busy with this, get moving. Hope you guys enjoy it. Thanks for coming back. It's really good for me to be in the shop, can you tell? Anyway, we're going to get busy. See you back here in a minute. This is a little over 48 inches. So what I will do, probably with this piece, is it's 48 1 3/4. So I'll take and cut one of these down to make it 48. I'll take that piece, put it in the center. So I'm going to go ahead and do the little 14 degree angles on the ends on all of these. So I'm going to get set up for that. Okay, I've got my 14 degrees set here to chop it this way. I feel a little bit more comfortable about this. If my boards are slightly bowed or cupped a little bit, I can actually tighten this down onto this, make this surface flat like I need it. When I tighten the cross members up underneath it, everything is going to tighten up the way it needs to. So. Okay, I'm going to get this thing cut down real quick. We are good. All right. As I push this through, it comes through on the other end. I've got my slope. This is my 76 degrees. That's my setup block. I take my 2x6s and I run them through here. Just to do this, that, and then I'm good. Okay, we're gonna jump into this. All right, that's one. Okay, so as usual, there's always mistakes to be made. So I made a miscalculation. I measured out from the top lip of the floor where the top of this is going to go with the angle iron coming out and doing what flush with this. And I measured out 48 inches because I wanted a 4-foot ramp to lessen the angle of a steeper ramp, get it more gradual going out. 5 foot was way too long, way too shallow, didn't need it that big. In my miscalculation, here's what I got to do. I figured it on a 12-inch rise. I've got to bring that down to a 10-inch rise because I'm going to have a 2-inch block underneath the end down here. These are at 48 inches. I need to take these down to 40 inches. I still have the same incline, same degrees. It's just 8 inches shorter a ramp. Had I left it like this and tried to mount it, this toe down here would be kicking up away from the blocks. I would have to bury the blocks in the ground to get it back down to ground level. That does me no good. I want it up out of the water. So we're cutting off 8 inches off of all of these. Then resetting, having a 10-inch depth down to the blocks underneath it, supported across front, back, and we're good to go. Okay, so we've got all of those cut down to 40 inches. We're going to get busy and build the side aprons at an angle. Going with 45 degrees. I'm going to try that first and see how that works out. I think it should be good. Okay, so we're going to be cutting two 40-inch boards out of this one. These are going to be the start of the side aprons coming down at the 45 degrees. Okay, so we're going to cut our 22.5 degrees down these for the sideboards. My bandsaw is set at 45 degrees on the table, okay? I have this fence. This fence is going to guide my board down through here. I have a line already scribed onto here where I need to be, and all I have to do is keep this into the line, and I feed it all the way through, and it follows all of this line all the way out. I'm going to follow it all the way up to here, and it's going to cut it off all the way even with that. This is the part that rides with the ground. This is also level with the ground. This is where the bricks, this is the side of the deal that comes up. I'll have a shorter board that comes here, does the very same thing that this one does. This is our footprint that lays on a block on the ground. Okay, so cut that piece. It came out, started out a little bit better, but as I put it on the ramp over there, I noticed I'm way too high all the way through here for whatever reason. Having to cut this backwards on a bandsaw and pull it through is really, it's a weird deal. I can't get a good setup on this. I suggest nobody try that. All right, that's all I'm saying. If you want to try it, you try it, but I would not suggest doing it. This is becoming very labor intensive. This is becoming very costly for materials. So I'm going to simplify it. I'll show you what I'm going to do. I'll show you real quick. This should clear it up for everybody, I hope. Everything's coming off. This is coming off. I'm going to take my track saw. I'm going to put this down here on this edge all the way to this corner, and I'm going to rip that thing straight. All right, so what's going on here is I took the center board, I had the angles on it, I cut them square. Line this up with here. All right. Line that up with that. The line lines up with here, comes all the way up to right here, cuts off and comes out. That one. These two cutoffs that we had off of these that came off of down here, we get to turn around and use those right there. Know that I'm cutting this way. Right there. It stops. I'm going to drill a pilot hole right at the end of here. Right down on through here. And there we go. That is not going anywhere. I'm going to get this other side done real quick, and we can step up and knock the rest of this out. Everything at this level should be level with the ground. So now we're going to move on to the angle iron across the front. Okay, everybody, got the drill press out. Got my angle iron clamped up in here. I've got it already set. We're going to drill out the pilot holes for the screw shank first. Then we're going to come back with a larger bit and do the countersink for the head, because I've got the Phillips head, number 14 Phillips head wood screws. So they go all the way through the metal into the wood, and we're good to go. So we're going to fire this up and get this ready. So I'm going to realign for these top holes. One is good, two might be better. Help hold the line. Okay, we're going to get set up for the countersink bit and get that taken care of. Okay, now I have to move my table down. Probably wouldn't hurt. Maybe half an inch or so. We'll see where that takes us. No. That should be good. I want to prep the ramp before I actually attach this to it. I was noticing down near the floor part, I've got some movement. I do have some movement between these down here like this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put pocket holes, and I think that should take care of that. Then I'm going to get ready and mount that on here. I see a little bit unevenness. Now I think when I get this thing screwed into here, that's going to solve itself, so I'm not too worried about that. Anyway, we're going to move forward, get that done, come back to this rail and get this put on here. And I do have one other thing that I'm considering doing, and it is going to be on the lip, that front nose that's on the entrance. What I want to do there, what I want to try to do is see how well that's going to wear. If it's not going to wear as good as I expect it to, I'm going to come back with some metal and I'm going to wrap that nose. Probably just a light gauge sheet metal. It doesn't have to be super heavy. Try not to add any more weight to this thing. It doesn't need to survive a nuclear holocaust. It just needs to work. So that may be something else that we do before we get this thing too far into its life. So we may use it for a bit, see how it's going to work, come back and wrap that nose at the ground in metal. So anyway, we're going to move forward on this. We'll be right back. We've got a quick tip of the day for you. So this question may arrive, you may ask yourself, when you're done drilling, how do you get all the shavings out of the little trough around there? I've spent hours in the past chasing them. So this is what I do. I just take one of my welding magnets, I put a shop towel around it or a paper towel, whatever you have, it will work. Come through here, just kind of do this. Get all this picked up. Picks it up out of the screw holes and everything else. And then I simply come over here to the trash can. I don't know if you can see the trash can or not. Come over to the trash can and simply take the cloth, pull it away from the magnet, shake it out, wrap it back on there, and I'm good to go again. Okay. I'm also going to get busy and knock some of the roughness off of this. I'm going to put some polyurethane on it. I'm thinking I'm going to probably make a slightly darker stain to it, like an oak or something. I've got to see if I have any of that. If not, I'm going to have to mix something up that's light and dark and try to go in between there. So we'll put a sand on it, just a light sand, knock the print off of the lumber as much as possible. We're going to have our tread plates across here. It's black flexible adhesive safety tread, basically. I can't remember exactly how wide they are. I might get lucky and they'll be 24 and I can just cut the ends off, join them together. 4 strips, I think we're good. Anyway, we're gonna get busy on that and we'll be right back. Well, that's all right. I'm not sure what it is. It worked when I plugged it into another plug. So I'm not going to sit here and fight with that all day. I've got other things to do. We'll just hit this with a hand sander real quick. Knock this down. Let's see, I got a screw coming up here. So these are the things I'm working with. The Minwax wood finish. It is a special walnut, pretty dark. I took some of that, mixed it with the Watco Danish oil, the Fruitwood. This lightened it up just enough to give it that oak-like color. This, if you'll notice, this was a special walnut by itself. Kind of dark, not real bad. This is the mix right here. So a little bit of a difference. Slightly. When it dries, it'll actually lighten up a little bit, but that's kind of what I'm going for. So I think we found a winner. We're going to keep working with that and see how far we can get. I run out, I'll mix up some more. With this heat today, it shouldn't take long. We're going to let that dry out. Okay, we're going to jump back into this and get this bottom side done. I'm not too worried about the bottom side being darker. I know on this cut part it's going to be darker. I'm not really concerned about that. I believe it's going to take us all the way to the end. We're going to let this dry and we'll be back. I've got a screw on each end right now. I've got it mounted and I'm going to go through here and drill all these holes out. pre-drill, and then I'm going to run the screws in. All right. Okay, and that is done. I have not put a coat of poly on it. I'm actually starting to rethink that, whether I want to or not, or just continue to stain it as time goes on, as it wears. I can always just take the hand sandpaper, knock it down a little bit, clean it up, wipe it down, restain it. Push my little ramp over here. All right. All right. So far, so good. That's a good joint there. All right. Give me an eyeball. Tell me what you think. Does that look pretty good?
Yeah, it was pretty. That needs to come down just a little bit. You're going to measure between the two? Or?
I am.
Okay. That looks
And an eighth. 5 1/8. All right, that's on the money. Actually, I'm not even going to trim that one off. That just blends right in. I don't even see it. There it is. Little buddy, I don't need no flack from you now. Don't be getting stupid. Yeah, little yellow jacket. He's come over here investigating my space. Trying to figure out what I'm doing. Don't you go making a house inside that building. That's not going to work with me. I don't mind you being out here somewhere doing your thing, but you're not going to be in there doing your thing. Okay? We understand each other? Yep. All right, that's going to wrap it up on this portion of it. So the next thing we have to do is shelves in here, but we're putting that on the list. We've got planters going on. I've got drawers for the welding cart. That's going to be fixing to happen here pretty quick. So we're going to be getting on that as well. Anyway, there's the treads. That's the finish for the building. We hope that you guys have enjoyed this, putting all this together, and hope that you guys come back to watch some more episodes in the future and get the planters and the boxes for the welder and everything else. So you guys have a good one. Be kind to one another, and we'll see you next time here at Fab and Build. Take care.